Obviously, there's a couple that I know I wanted to keep, but we're gonna go through all of them. This is not all of them that I got, obviously, because I ran out of space. Ran out of space probably like Tuesday night. Doing like over 100 Grandmasters. We're just gonna get on a quick deleting spree, because obviously a lot of this is not good stuff, like Reverberation, Repulsor Brace. 95% will be deleted. I think 95% will be deleted. I also didn't look at a lot of them, but I know the main one I wanted was Repulsor Brace, Destabilizing Rounds, and Shoot to Loot. Then I wanted it with Extended Mag and Hard Launch. Now the big thing is if I get a perfect one, it would also have Velocity Masterwork, but there's a very small chance of me getting that as well. So if it's not that, we just get to deleting over and over. But so like I don't really know of anything else worth keeping besides that, because we had a long discussion about that. I want to say Sunday. I was like, if they ever were to nerf the stabilizing rounds, which I mean they might, if they ever were, what would you even be worth keeping? Like a lot of people are saying strategists like this. Oh, hard launch, extended velocity. This, if this had destabilizing and if this was shoot to loot, that would have been my 5 or 6 out of 5. Would have been perfect. And I also had the option of quick launch. Man, am I even gonna get closer than that? People say strategies is worth keeping because of on hunters, final weapon blows generates ability energy. That'll be a lock until I mess around with it, but otherwise I don't think so. Also, people keep talking about high ground being worth it, and I'm like, when am I gonna use high ground? Like, you have to be obviously in the air pretty often, and like I don't even know what you would pair with high ground. Oh, see, no extended mag. No velocity. I also want to make sure I get this same roll with extended mag and shoot to loot and reconstruction, but this is close. This can be our repulsor, destabilizing, shoot to loot. That's pretty much all I wanted: the repulsor, destabilizing, shoot to loot, and repulsor, destabilizing, reconstruction. That way I can like hot swap, but you know, maybe you can't hot swap. I want to test it. That'd be our repulsor, destabilizing until we get a better roll. Recon, disable, quick. Yeah, we can do it better than that, I think. Also, Feeding Frenzy is not good on this weapon. I was using it last night in the Salvation's Edge. Not a good Feeding Frenzy, and this is so slow, and I don't know why. Even with getting max stacks, it's just This is it. Well, it's one of them, with the exception of One for All. That had that been the stabilizing. Ugh. Back into the nether it goes, chat. One thing I noticed is that I got a lot of high ground. Other than you can get used ones. Yeah, that's what Rage was saying. He said that high ground gives you a 25% damage increase. And then you don't technically have to be in the air. And while that seems on paper pretty solid, this is like the first one I like enhanced, and I'm like, I don't know if I should have done that. And this was the other one. And I probably shouldn't have done this one either, because it wasn't really great. Stabilizing recon beacon rounds. This is gonna go back into the nether. This is one I was using last night in Salvation's Edge. It was pretty good. And then I changed to the Feeding Frenzy one. I was like, yeah, this ain't that good, man. Repulsor Brace, Withering Gaze, Reconstruction. This could be okay, but I don't really care for Withering Gaze. It seems cool, but like, I don't really care for Withering Gaze like that. There's probably a world that Withering Gaze is worth it, but yeah, it goes back into the nether for somebody else who's watching this and they're like, that's my role. That's the one I wanted. I'm sorry, you can have it. The one good thing about whenever I do this is that my vault is kind of empty for a while, for like a day or two. So that's always nice. There's really no reason keeping it unless it has all 3 perks. So now, if you could get destabilizing high ground, maybe, but like I just don't see a world that anything but destabilizing rounds is in that last slot. I just don't. Cannot. You prefer Withering Gaze on fusions? I think Withering Gaze needs a rework. But that's just me. They'll never do it, but it being like box breathing just doesn't work. Appendix gives the most bullets. This is giving +3, and it's giving nothing. This is giving 14. Most reserves? Oh no, I don't care for reserves. Okay, so for me, in my mind, if you're going for reconstruction, you want to go for an extended mag. Because I want to get that magazine up to 43 with like Adept magazine. Now, I guess if you're not taking advantage of reconstruction, maybe a pendant mag. But what I'm going for personally is never reloading. Like I saw somebody say that the best thing to go for is flare to magwell because they want a snappy reload. And I'm like, why reload at all? If I can just have 40 bullets of the magazine. So I don't really want more reserves. I just want to never have to reload it. But that's just me, I guess. At least that's my thinking as far as like what I was looking for from my role. If you want like the snappiness, I guess, of like fast reloads all the time, then I can't really argue with that. This is one of the 2 I was wanting to mess with because I wanted extended pulsar shoot, but this you probably really want to replace this with reconstruction, honestly, if you're gonna go for the other stuff. That's gotta go. That doesn't even work together. A lot of this is also, wait, can't you, is this a weapon you can enhance and then change the barrel on, or no? But that's the case. Attack mag gives you 13, but I don't really care for reserves. Shoot to loot reverberation. This is a perk that needs to be reworked. Reverberation has to be reworked. It's just, they give it the same kind of treatment that redirection did. Man, if you could change the masterwork, that'd be great. One for all. I don't really want one for all. I want the verbiage perk. That's it. Look at all these trash rolls, man. And so many more I've just deleted last week just as they dropped. And then all the ones that just got sent to the postmaster that then got pushed out of the postmaster over and over. You know? Can you change that? I know in like raid weapons you can, but I didn't know about this or not. Stabilizing, recon. So a pendant mag on this gives you 14. This gives you 18. Does the helm work for reconstruction? Like if I go to the helm, maybe not. I'll look at that in a second. Shoot to loot, beacon rounds. Anytime I see Withering Gaze as a strategist, I'm just going to instantly delete it, to be honest. It's only on raid weapons. They should change that to making it to be on any adept weapon at this point. High ground. Gotta go. I'm just gonna delete it because some of these I just know I'm not gonna use. Strategist, Withering Gaze, gotta go. Feed and Frenzy, One for All, gotta go. Anything One for All is just gonna go. Offended, shoot to loot. Can't change this, can't change that. Did we already keep? You're keeping a. Why am I keeping Repulsor Wither? What the? Bye bye. So this is our Repulsor destabilizing shoot. Hard launch. Flared Magwell out of the two. So this gives us 16 with the Adept Mag. This is 16 because we don't have anything. Recon, shoot. This is extended, so shoot destabilizing, recon. This is shoot repulsor destabilizing. This is probably the go-to one for me for a while though, even though this part really sucks. I don't know which one is better. Out of the two, which one would be better? Linear compensator. This one increases projectile speed. Both of them make 43 velocity, but this one is better blast radius. I don't know if that makes it better. Does blast radius affect the pickup of shoot to loot maybe? Because if that's the case, I'd go for that. This one gives you 18 with reconstruction. Yeah, this one's probably the best one of that because I get the 20. So if it isn't this one, we might as well get rid of the recon. I'd rather have the 20 in the mag from extended, which then gives us the 40 plus across the board. And then you have the repulsor destable appended. That's still 18 and shoot. Although I think I'd rather have recon repulsor. But there's probably a better one out there. Again, high ground. Frenzy, One for All. Withering Gaze, strat 1. Shoot high. Repulsor reverb. Con destable. Repulsor adrenaline. Adrenaline? Strategist? Yeah, a lot of this is just bad. Withering Gaze can go. I know there's somebody out there who really wants Withering Gaze. I wish I could give it to you. Back off into the nether for you though. All of them gone. A magazine, but at least it has quick launch. That doesn't make a difference. The other one actually gives me a higher velocity. Can't really take advantage of that. You're kind of stabilizing. Backup mag is 16. Yeah, so these two, front two, we'll pick for now until we get a better, perfect one. If it isn't that, we'll just drop them all. All of them gotta go, man. It's a lot of them. What would you think would have been the most common perk combo? Because for me, it feels like high ground. But this one's probably good. Repulsor destabilizing and shoot. Extended, quick launch. And then we still take advantage of recon for the 40 plus. So this one would be hard launch, but it's only 16. So this one could be our new pulsar stable. Then this will go. Big magazine always wins out. Strategist and Withering Gaze. For me, I've seen so much high ground. So much high ground. So much high ground. Gotta go. Gotta go. At least I'm getting a lot of enhancement cores from this. This is a really good farm for enhancement cores. Did you know that? Get them out of here. Why are all these locked? Why is every single one of these locked? I did not lock all of these. Oh my goodness. Why am I having to unlock every single one? These are not that good. 12. 23% of weapons have repulsor brace, so they're stable. Well, I mean, that's because people are keeping. That's the most common one as far as kept. Because everybody wants reconstruction, repulsor brace destabilizing. That's true. But I mean, as far as drops, how many drops that you probably deleted? Enhancement core has been sent to the postmaster, really? Hey, look, we're almost done. Shoot to loot, one for all. If it's one for all, it's gotta go. Recon high ground. This will be the one high ground I'm gonna keep in case high ground becomes the choice. Just so I don't miss out, you know. I'll keep one high ground because this is pretty decently rolled. I still get my 20 in the mag. I get the overflowing aspect going. I get the hard launch. Not the best here, but listen, if it doesn't turn out well, I can put on repulsor brace or something and master rig it. We'll keep that one, so we'll have a high ground one. So we have our destabilizing repulsor and our destabilizing reconstruction / shoot to loot, and then our one high ground choice. Now, if I can get reconstruction and strategist, I'll do that. Strategist high ground, just to see what all the hype is about. The secret hype. Prove us wrong. I want to make a video saying everybody was wrong. This is actually the role you need to go for. Anyway, I'll keep the one. Nah, man. I don't expect it to ever come back into the fray. Almost done. What up, Cobbler? Shoot to loot high ground. Those at a low percentage one. Well, I'm always gonna keep shoot to loot. Shoot to loot is always gonna be nice. I just can't think of much else I would want to use. Why can't I get my velocity masterwork with hard launch more often? Game, please. Should be just about all of them, y'all. Just about all of them. And that's not even including all the ones that I probably got rid of. This is hard launch, flared magwell, strategist, repulsor brace, stabilizing. This would probably be best for the hunters, for the class ability shenanigans. Only 16. And at that point, you might as well go for reload speed 70 though. 59. 12. I want to see. Right, this is it. I want to see how strategist works for hunters. Whether or not it's a sleeper pick. I don't think it is, but I don't think that's gonna be worth it. Then so that's gonna be the 4. We'll obviously keep the destabilizing, reconstruction, shoot to loot. This doesn't have anything here that I want, but it's whatever. And then we'll keep the quick launch extended. Closer to stabilizing, recon, so we have like a big magazine. And then the 2 sleeper picks being reconstruction, repulsor brace, high ground. I'll probably end up deleting this anyway though. And then strategist, destabilizing, and see if hunters have a sleeper pick here. Cause if you're a hunter, do you really need infinite overshields when you can just spam like other stuff? I don't know. Maybe. That's really the only 4 worth keeping. Honestly, the only 2 worth keeping. I don't know what else I want to keep, but hey, we went from 150 that I kept and got rid of, I guess out of 150, we'll say out of 250 Lotus Eaters, around 250. Probably only 4, 2, 3 worth keeping. And none of them are like perfect, which means when that GM comes back, gotta farm again. That's a hell of a clean. It probably would have been more. It would have been what I want to do. Maybe next time a weapon comes out like this that's worth farming, I want to pull a Danfinity and empty my vault. 700, 0 out of 700. Empty my vault and put nothing but that weapon in there. Just to see truly how many I can get. And then also see what the best world could be. Because a lot of them I didn't even look at because they got sent to the postmaster, or I had no space and it instantly was lost, you know? So that's that, y'all. I feel free.